Do you have thousands and thousands and thousands of cards and you don't know how to store them or where to put them? Well, let me show you the best way to store Digimon cards or any trading cards that you do have. And here we go. Hey Tamers, and welcome. And I actually wanted to take the time to show you guys how I personally store my Digimon cards, since I have been collecting them since Digimon came out back in 2020. And I know that's not a long time compared to other TCGs, but you got 10 formats plus EX1, EX2, and EX3 that's coming out. So that's a lot of cards. And now you're talking about play sets where, a playset is 4 cards. Some cards are staples and you use in multiple decks. So now you have like 3-4 playsets of each cards, and there's just no way of storing them. So this is exactly how I store them and how it's so much easier for me to build decks because of the way that I organize them and have them stored. So as you guys can see here, this small box contains all my decks that are made and that I do play with. In previous sets, I actually used these small boxes and I organized my cards here. But since, like I said, now there's so many BT sets out there, EX sets, it wasn't enough anymore. And I needed to upgrade. So now, like I said, I use this small box to put my decks in there. And now these bigger boxes that I do use here are the ones that I use to store my cards and organize them, which makes it so much more efficient. So the way I have them here, right here, what you see are the tamers and the option cards, and I separate them by color. So you'll see I have sections. I'll say tamers, I'll say options, and then as I stated, it goes by color, not so much by set or when it came out or anything like that. As long as it's it's a blue tamer, red tamer, okay, let me just go to the red section and it's a tamer, go to the tamers, and bam, you find it. Now if you're asking, okay, well what about dual color cards? Well, the way I organize dual color cards is whatever color is on the left is the section that I put it in. So for example, if there's a gold Rapidmon on the left, I believe it's green, or it's yellow, green, it's green. So then I would put it in the green section in the level 4s, and that is how I find it. So I use index cards. You just kind of measure them, cut them out, write them on there, and then you kind of use them as dividers to help you, divide all the levels in between of the colors. I do have level 1s all the way to megas. So the way I used to store these is I would store all my SRs and all my kind of like higher rarity cards in a binder, sleeve them, put them in the binder, and whenever I want to use them, I would go and grab them. But now I started transitioning into just putting everything in here. The reason for that is, well, if I'm not going to sell them, if I'm not going to grade them because I'm going to play with them, then, as long as I can keep them in good condition, I don't really need to be careful of like how well I store them because I'm never going to sell them or grade them. So I did decide to start putting them in the storage as well. You can just easily sleeve them and then put them in there. If you do want to pick up some of these boxes, I do have a link down in the description below at no extra cost to you, but it will help me and give me a small percentage if you guys do order it through my link. So since I have them stored chronologically as far as levels, and then I don't really have to worry about the colors. So with the white, what I did was I do have a section for the white where it says level list. And so for example, all the D Reaper cards don't have a level. And for example, Kalumon does not have a level, so I'll put them all there in that little section, and they are white cards anyway. Now, what about alt arts? What about cards that I do actually want to store and grade at some point, or they are going to get sold eventually? I actually have this other little binder where I actually do sleeve them and then I put them in there. And you will notice I do have some slots that are empty. That is because I actually started grading some cards. And once I get them back, I will be doing unboxing videos, so make sure you are subscribed if you are into grading cards or cards that get graded. And yeah, that's going to be fun. So now when it comes to creating a deck, since I do have it next to my desk or my work area, even though I play cards, but you get what I'm saying, it's a work area, right? So if I'm play testing, if I'm using a certain deck, let's say I'm using a Sakuyamon deck, which the deck profile is coming up. Let's say I'm using a Sakuyamon deck and I'm running, for example, a Valderarm in there. And after playtesting for so long, I decided, okay, well, I don't want to use that. So now it's really easy to just take it out, and then I have my storage right next to me. And if I know the card that I'm going to get, so this is what I said, it's also very easy to build decks because I use the deck builder online. Once you have that deck build, you have all your storage on the side. It's already in chronological order. So now you just kind of go by the list, pull the cards out, and you're done. You don't have to go and look around for what box did I put it in? Where is it at? Is it over there? Did I leave it in the kitchen somehow? It's in the bathroom. I don't know why cards would be there, but you get what I'm saying. It's very convenient, and it becomes less of a hassle when you want to make a new deck because it's very easy. The biggest hassle you will have is just, you know, moving the boxes and opening the boxes. That's it. I do hope this was helpful to you guys, and if it was, please leave a like below. If you store them differently, how do you store them? Is it the same or is it different? Leave a comment down below. And I'll leave you guys here with some videos that you guys can also watch, and I'll see you guys on the next video.